Hey there guys, Robert here, and welcome to episode 35 of the RobGio0407 Q&A. The very long-awaited and very late 7th anniversary special. I'm really sorry this one took so damn long to come out. It's really just due to a combination of college finals, the holidays and having family over, and really just small bursts of, not having the energy to make any videos. So yeah, I'm really sorry for that. But yeah, November 26th marked the 7th anniversary of this channel, and I made an announcement video, now unlisted, about the Q&A, and keep in mind I only hearted the questions I'm going to feel like answering. So if I don't answer your question, also major apologies for that. Also really ashamed that no one made an intro for the 7th anniversary special, because I remember Mason Wrigley making an intro for me for like the 5th anniversary Q&A. Yeah, shout out to Mason Wrigley if you're watching this still. But, let's just ace some cues. We got no time to waste here. First question from Peter John. I'm only going to be answering the first question in this comment. Do you like Pink Floyd? If so, which is your favorite song? I love Pink Floyd. They've put out some good shit. They put out a lot of good shit. But my favorite song from them is Shine On You Crazy Diamond. Like, bro, it's so fucking epic. It's so good. Yeah, and next question. I'm only going to be answering the first one. How did you feel when Vibeform ended his Logo Evolution series after 55 episodes? And my response to that is I think it's perfectly fine. If he wants to actually continue focusing on like different content that's like not logo history related, that's perfectly fine. I definitely respect his decision. Next, 2 random questions. What is your most listened to album? Honestly, I think Deadmau5's random album title is my most replayed, my most listened to album, because not only does it hold like a special place in my heart as the album that single-handedly got me into like electronic music as a whole, but the entirety of this album, at least to me anyway, has really held up for me, and that's what made it more replayable as a result. And what is your favorite band? I've said it before, but I'll say it again. My favorite band will always continue to be the Foo Fighters for me. To me, they've released a lot of, good shit as well. They've released a lot of good songs, a lot of great songs. Color and the Shape is my favorite album of theirs, with Wasting Light coming a close second because it is so, like, really underrated. And you know what? I think my third favorite album from them is their most recent one, But Here We Are. Also really love that album. Yeah, I do love me some Foo Fighters. Alright, this one's from my man Vibeform, who recently reached up to 1,000 subscribers. Again, congrats, dude. Anyways, I'm only going to be answering the first and fourth questions. Are you interested in breakcore music? And if so, what is your favorite breakcore track? I mean, I love breakcore, man. I've been getting into breakcore since, 2021, when I first got into Venetian Snares' Rossi Lagalazu La Tête, which is still my favorite V-Snares album, and, one of my favorite albums of all time. Speaking of V-Snares, my favorite breakcore track is actually the track Herbie Goes Ballistic from his Chocolate Wheelchair album. I mean, it really does live up to its title for starters, and you know, it's just so batshit crazy. Like I just freaking love Herbie Goes Ballistic. It is so good. It is so good. And what are your opinions on me making a Mega Collab series? I would be excited for that. Given that, you know, I'm really just like inactive with these Mega Collabs. I'm not canceling RobGio Mega Collabs, by the way. Just on a continuous hiatus, even though I've actually put out the Anima Mega Collab, but yeah, I would be really excited for a Mega Collab series from you, because this is going to give you an opportunity to cover some artists that I otherwise would have probably covered myself as well. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what artists you cover for Mega Collabs, Vibe Forum, FKA Retro Galaxy. But anyways, next, I'm only gonna be answering the second question. What motivated you to continue the original Logo History and Logo History 2? And yeah, the main reason why I wanted to bring back the original Logo History and Logo History 2 is because I don't want to sound like I'm like very desperate or anything, but it's really just because, like, you know, ever since November 2020, my YouTube channel has become like more or less view and sub stagnant. And also just, you know, a lot of people really missed those series a lot, so, you know, eventually 2 months ago I was just like, fuck it, why not bring those two back? And yeah, also, if Jack and Jellify can bring back BFDIA from the dead, then why can't I bring back something that, you know, propelled me to stardom to begin with on this platform? What do you think of the new Good Burger movie? I haven't seen the Good Burger. When did I say Good Booger? I haven't seen the new Good Burger movie yet, but it looks interesting. I don't know. All right, I'm only going to be answering the first 3 questions for this one. Favorite Kraftwerk album? My favorite Kraftwerk album is The Man Machine. Favorite and least favorite Daft Punk song? My favorite Daft Punk song is Contact from Random Access Memories. And my least favorite Daft Punk song is obvious, Rock and Roll from Homework. And favorite non-electronic album? Man, that's a good question. Yeah, there's just so many fantastic albums that are not considered electronic at all. Like, there's just so many, like, fantastic albums in general out there. But for now, my favorite non-electronic album is Miles Davis' Bitches Brew. Just really adore that album a lot. It's my favorite jazz album of all time. And yeah, R.I.P. Miles Davis. Godspeed to that wonderful man. Anyways, next question. I'm only going to be answering the first one. When did you discover YouTube, and how was your reaction to your first video going popular? My memories of, like, you know, discovering YouTube for the first time are a little fuzzy. I want to say, like, when I was, like, maybe 4 or 5 years old, that's when I discovered YouTube. And obviously I didn't create this channel until 2016 when I was 12. My reaction to my first video going popular, okay. I mean, with a lot of, like, fairly popular YouTubers out there, one of their their first video is probably bound to go popular at some point, because you know with, like, every popular YouTuber out there, their subscribers are, like, interested in, like, you know, just, like, how did they get their start? And with the case of my channel, it started off with some piano covers. The first piano cover I did on the channel was Deadmau5 says let go. So yeah. All right, next one. And I'm actually going to be answering all 4 questions this time. Favorite TV show intro theme? I don't know, SpongeBob? I'm not a TV enthusiast that much these days. Favorite Christmas song? I don't know if this counts, but David Phelps' rendition of Oh Holy Night is like freaking spectacular. So yeah, like specifically the live version of his rendition of Oh Holy Night is genuinely incredible. Like seriously, one of, if not my favorite cover song ever. Like, dude, like his live performance of Oh Holy Night has to be seen to be believed. Just go on YouTube and look up David Phelps' Oh Holy Night and check out his live performance, because God, you will be blown away by the range. Man, you will be blown away by his vocal range. Next, third question. How would you rank Weezer's colored albums? Blue, green, red, white, teal, and black. For me, number 6 is the Black Album. Number 5 is teal. Number 4 is red. Number 3 is white. Number 2 is green. And number 1 is blue. Because, yeah, obvious is obvious. And finally, how would you rank all 15 of your DJ Robbie Bobby albums from least fave to fave? Yeah, like, I actually came up with my own personal ranking of all my albums already, because I remember Sklitch actually announcing that he was gonna do a Mega Clap discography ranking on all my albums. And it still hasn't come out yet, obviously. I'm not sure when it's gonna come out, though, but I can imagine hopefully soon enough. But yeah, my ranking is number 15, Dance Till We Die. Just trash production from front to back on Dance Till We Die. Disco's Rebirth is like one of the worst songs I've ever made. And that remix that I did of Kesha's Praying is just genuinely insufferable. Number 14, Forgotten Tracks. I don't know why 17-year-old me thought that a compilation album of all of my 2017 to 2018 leftovers would be considered a studio album. Like I don't know why. It's just completely unnecessary. It should have been. I should have called this like a compilation instead of a mainline studio album. That would have made much more sense. Number 13, Bobby the Prodigy. Another album made in 2017, which means it sucks. Number 12, Famous. Number 11, Bobby the Prodigy 2. Number 10, Let's Get Groovy With It. I admittedly have it like higher than I have any right to. Number 9, Bobby the Prodigy 3. I guess this is where I start getting kind of good. Number 8, Running for the Hills. Number 7, Things Happen More in the Spring Than the Fall. Number 6, 10, quite a few bangers on that one. Also has my personal favorite track I've ever made, A Lover's Empathy. Number 5, The Modern Connection. I feel like that's where I start to get like really good, maybe. Number 4, Skies Are Blue. My little foray into ambient music, and I think it worked out well looking back on it. Number 3, Rated R for Robbie. Another album filled to the brim with some of my finest bangers. Number 2, Brain Out, Colorful Anagrams. An album that I made along the BT's This Binary Universe lines when it comes to like how long the tracks are. Like on Brain Out, for instance, the shortest is 9 minutes and the longest is 24 minutes. And I looking back on it, I actually kind of love this kind of trope where I like name tracks after like colors and just rearrange like the letters to make like new words. And also Dre and the title track are among my favorite tracks I've made to date. And number 1, obvious pick is obvious, my most recent album, Time to Reach. I really wish I would have, made it like a more cohesive album, kind of like what I'm doing with like, my next album, where I'm working as hard as I can to actually make each track transition from from one to the next. But yeah, I still love the way Time to Reach turned out. The title track is another one of my favorites that I've made. Again, and let's see if we can handle this goes so freaking hard. I'm just saying. What's your least favorite album out of any IDM artist? I can't really pin down what my least favorite IDM album is, because the thing is, I'm really a sucker for some good old IDM. There's rarely any album under this subgenre that I actually properly dislike. But if there's one IDM album at the moment that I really just I'm not a fan of, it's Outakre's NTS Sessions. Unfortunately, I mean, it's by far my least favorite Outakre album. Just the 8-hour length, it's not justified, dude. The whole project to me just kind of felt like it meandered for way too long. It felt like it dragged. Like I felt like its sole purpose was to actually alter your perception of time to the point where even a 7 to 8 minute track can feel like a freaking interlude. Like, it's ridiculous. And just, yeah, the ending track, All End, is like a huge contender for my least favorite track from Outakre overall, because it's just unnecessary going on as long as it is, 58 minutes. Like, get out of here. Don't get me wrong, though. I still like and respect Outakre's music. They have a lot of good albums here. XI and Incunabula are among my favorite albums ever. But NTS Sessions was just not my bag at all. It was not my thing at all. When will the Random Albums Marble Race return? I don't know, man. I don't know. Man. And what is your favorite species of bird? I don't know, penguin? I'm not really an expert on birds. Alright, if you could remake a video / series, what would it be? Wow. Good question there. If I can be honest, I gotta say my old monthly electronic track summaries series that I've actually unlisted, because I just find it cringe now looking back on it. And before this, it was actually called monthly EDM track summaries before I changed the name, because the first episode of the series, back when the series was just called monthly EDM track summaries, the first episode that I did was Patricia Texan's Failing. And just looking back on it, I'm like, dude, what the fuck? Failing is not a dance tune. It's just nothing but weird shit and some beautiful ambient pads in the second half, and that's it. There's no beats, there's no kicks, there's no snares. It's just nothing but weird, wacky shit, and that's it. Bruh, it's so cringe. And the last episode, the third and final episode of this short-lived series was my own track, A Lover's Empathy. And I find it really condescending that I actually even gave it its own, score at the end. It was just wrong to do that. So monthly electronic track summaries is at least one series I'd probably remake. There are no guarantees I'm actually going to make a remake of that series, because other stuff getting in the way, but we'll see, I guess. And given that you listen to my music on SoundCloud, that being Disboy, and yeah, this is a shameless plug, what would you thoughts be about my music? Based on what I've heard, including the tracks that you sent to me for RobGio Records, I think you're a very promising producer. I wouldn't call your music perfect, but it definitely has potential. Your demo debut track for RobGio Records was really good, man. I can see you getting even better as a producer as time goes on. Just saying. All right, next one. Do you have any siblings? Yes, I do have siblings. I have 4 siblings, actually, so I'm in a family of 5. I'm the middle child, child number 3. I have 2 sisters and 2 brothers. Yeah. And are you happy that you brought back Logo History 2 and RobGio Reacts? For the most part, I'm pretty happy that I brought back these series. Part of me really missed seeing all the requests for what logos they wanted to see me do a logo history on. What's your thoughts on Peter John putting you in the episode of Logo History themes titled YouTube channel's Logo History? To that I say I am very honored, especially since Peter John has called me time and time again an inspiration for his channel. So just for that reason and that reason alone, I'm really honored. And Peter John, if you're watching this, keep up the great content, and congrats on all your success. Like dude has 25,000 subscribers now as of recording this video. It's actually crazy how far he has gone on this platform throughout the course of 4 years. It's actually crazy. So yeah, keep up the great work, Peter John. Again, congrats on all your success. Next, have you been out of the state of New York? Yes, I have been out of the state of New York. I've been to New Jersey many times because that's where a lot of my family lives. I've been to Connecticut. I've been to Delaware, Maryland, Rhode Island. I went there maybe 2-3 times. And Virginia. And yeah, when it comes to U.S. states, that's really it. And when it comes to countries outside of the U.S. though, I went to the Dominican Republic when I was 12 back in 2016. And I went to Mexico when I was 17 back in 2021. I went to Cancun, if some of y'all may remember. If any of you have been subscribed to me back in 2021, you may remember I went to Cancun for vacation, and for the most part, it was a fun time. And would you like to write a rock album? No, I do not have plans on doing that. Unless I was a part of some sort of band. I don't have any plans on writing an album, just that is solely rock music anytime soon. Unless it was kraut rock or electronic rock, kind of like the Kraftwerk or Pendulum kind of fashion. Maybe I'd make something closest to a rock album, but yeah, no, I don't have any plans on doing that. Yeah, I just rather, make, electronic music, just making some dance music, making some abstract shit sometimes. It's just what I'm good at when it comes to making music. What inspired you to create the Logo History series? It's just really, inspired by all the times, when I was young, I used to watch, Logo History videos, and not in the way that I did it, where I just recorded, these videos on my phone, and I made these on a keynote kind of slideshow. It was not like that. These kind of YouTubers would basically just take, idents, based on the logos they're actually, covering, and just put them in one, compilation of sorts. People like, Johnny L80 or something like that. Many of you probably don't know who Johnny L80 is, but yeah, he actually did make a logo history on Sony Pictures Television. And I remember just like, being a little scared by, the Columbia TriStar Television items, just, because of the, the little jingle, dun, 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 like, many of you probably don't know what I'm talking about though, but yeah, and also I remember, I think maybe like a, mere months before I started like making my own logo histories, I used to actually watch a bit of Reese Wananafi Hadahap's Evo logo series. Yeah, so that's really what also inspired, the style that I did, for the later episodes of the original logo history from like June to October 2020. Just making episodes look, similar to that. So, yeah. Next, what is your favorite year for electronic music? Mine is 1998. And yeah, you know what? Maybe 1998 is maybe up there too. Yeah, 1998 probably would be one of, if not my favorite year in electronic music. That's the year when Music Has the Right to Children and You've Come a Long Way, Baby were released, both of which turned out to be very influential. 1995 was another great year for electronic music too, because of Lunatic Harness and Try Repeat A. 1992 saw the release of Selected Ambient Works 85 to 92. 1994 also saw, obviously, the releases of SAW2 and Lifeforms by FSOL. And when it comes to electronic music in the 2010s though, 2013 and 2014 seriously cooked. A lot of good shit came out in 2013 and 2014 when it comes to electronic music, dude. And in the 2020s, 2022 and 2023 also freaking slapped. Just yeah. Yeah, really at the end of the day, I can't really just pin down what my absolute favorite year for electronic music was, but I will tell you this, that there is certainly a lot of stiff competition. If there's one artist or band you want to banish from the public domain via just their music, who would it be? I have quite a few of these in my head right now. First one that comes to my mind is R. Kelly, because of all the horrible shit he's done. Lost Prophets is another one, because Ian Watkins. Tory Lanez is another one too, because just he's also done some horrible shit too. There's probably a few more I have on the top of my head. Just artists who turn out to be very, shitty people whose music I just don't think deserves to be listened to anymore. Because again, all the horrible shit they did, that eventually, kind of turned up. And just, yeah, I don't want to, just talk more about that, because I really just would rather want to focus on the music that's actually worth people's time. Next, these two questions. What do you know about geography? I know my 50 states and their capitals. I know all my countries and their capitals too. Known this since second grade. And what is your favorite album? Wow, One is Less Than Two. Duh! Alright, and just scrolling down here, what software do you use for making music? I only mainly use GarageBand to make music, although occasionally I would use Logic Pro X as well. Like for example, It Was Never Real off my Time to Reach album was made on Logic, and so was so were my other tracks like We're Here and Jalen's theme and Polyglot. That's another one. And what's your favorite song from AC/DC? For now, I'm gonna say a tie between Thunderstruck and Back in Black because they're both really great songs at this point. They're both classics. Let's be real. And finally, last 4 questions. What's the worst song released this year that you have heard? Colleen Ballinger's Apology song. Spoiler, this song was actually submitted to me for like the worst list portion of MSR 24. So you're gonna hear me tear it apart for a bit, in that video. So I'm just gonna save my thoughts for that. If you don't count that, since her Apology song is not on any streaming services like iTunes and YouTube Music and Spotify, as far as I'm concerned. If you don't count that, that honor would go to Lovely Bastards by Zweihander and Yatashi Gang, because it legitimately sounds like ass. That track literally sounds like shit. It was seriously, I'm convinced that it was seriously recorded on the smallest potato ever. At least, with tracks Meghan Trainor's Mother or Jason Aldean's Try That in the Small Town. As bad as those tracks are, at least they actually sound at least a tad bit better than Lovely Bastards. The fact that we don't let Dua Lipa's Hallucinate chart on the Billboard Hot Dance charts, and yet we let that chart instead, it's just disgraceful, dude. It's just absolutely baffling that they would choose something like that, Lovely Bastards, over Hallucinate or Adam Lambert's Ghost Town. Come on, what do these tracks have against Lovely Bastards? Get out of here, man. All right, what's the most underrated IDM artist according to you? There's no doubt in my mind, there's been quite a lot of IDM artists that I've come across that deserve more attention. But I gotta say, Mike Paradinas, aka Music, is probably the most underrated IDM artist. He's pretty much a legend who made some of the best albums in all of IDM, Bluff Limbo and Lunatic Harness and Royal Astronomy. And he just does not get enough recognition, it seems, which is quite sad. What's your least favorite food? Probably artichokes. Don't get me wrong, I love vegetables, but I've just never been a fan of artichokes, 'tis all. And finally, will you check out Gojira's discography? Probably. Sure. I'll probably check out Gojira. Because the thing is, with this year too, I've been getting into a lot more metal now. When it comes to new releases, metal freaking cooked this year. Just a little spoiler for my upcoming year-end list in 2 days from today. There's quite a few metal albums that are going to show up here, so I do have an open mind, so chances are I will probably check out Gojira, although maybe a good old MSR coverage should do the trick, to convince me to check out some more Gojira, because I'd be real interested in checking them out. And that's really it, guys. We are all out of questions, ladies and gentlemen. Again, sorry this took so long. I I really hoped I would get this out like maybe a week after the 26th, but then my mind was just like, psych, why not post it at like near the end of December? Because, you know, I'm just such a lazy ass, aren't I? But yeah, stay tuned for my yarn list on the 31st, MSR 24 on January 1st. The third installment of my CD collection on January 9th, as well as the return of Logo History, and the return of Logo History 2 on January 13th. So, yeah, be on a lookout for those. So, yeah, we've made it to the end of the video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, give it a like, share this one with your friends if you want to, and leave a comment down below. And as always, don't forget to subscribe as we're on the road to 9,000 subscribers. That's pretty much it, guys. Thank you for watching, and as always, I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye, guys.